name's Terry. This is my channel on a simpler life. And today I am in my sewing room, and it's late in the afternoon. But I did those bowl cozies yesterday, and so I decided today I needed some Christmas ones. And so I pulled out some fabric to make 6 of them. And I got all the fabric cut out, all the batting cut out, and I'll show you all that stuff. But today, it's been a laid-back day. The kitties were really naughty this morning. They woke us up at 5 a.m. Well, Mr. Simba did. And they're just naughty sometimes. They just like little kids. They just can be a little pea pods, as I call them. So anyways, Jerry had the alarm set because he was going to go to an auction to get up at 8:15, and we did not feed them. They have dry food. It's the wet food that they want, and they just keep waking you up. Well, he does. He keeps pawing at you or crying or jumping on you or laying on you. But anyways, about 6 o'clock, he settled back down, and we got up about 7:45. And then I went and fed them and started the coffee, and Mr. Jerry got around and went to his estate sale and didn't come home with what he went after. It was a huge tool sale, and he knew that probably taking the chance that he didn't get there soon enough that he would miss out on the things he wanted. If you've never been to an estate sale, they usually do not post the address till the day before, and they usually have sign-up sheets, and they tell you how that particular estate sale does things. Some tell you to, once you sign up, you cannot leave, and if you do, you'll have to go on the bottom of the line. So this one you could go and sign up, but when there's really good stuff like that, there are people that actually camp out like at 3 in the morning to be the first in line. So but he was hoping to get there by 8:45. The sign-up sheet was 9 o'clock, but he didn't get there until 20 after 9 because, you know, we were really tired this morning, and he was number 25 on the list. So the doors didn't open till 10, and usually then what they do is at 10 o'clock, someone comes out and they read off however many names that they can feel like they can safely fit inside the house, you know. And so, but he said there was a really long line. So, but he did get some few things that, you know, made it for him worthwhile. And so but yeah, so I spent the morning with the coffee and had my my fruit smoothie with Greek yogurt with protein powder in it. And no, my protein powder, if you've heard, is not one of the ones that have the lead in it. And if you haven't heard, you need to look it up because there was a lot of them that had lead in it. And so, but anywho, so then I started knitting on my Halloween sock, and I put the next color on, picking up the gusset stitches. I started on the second sock of the Halloween doing the heel flap, and decided I didn't want to mess around with black yarn today, so that's why I went to the other one with more colorful yarn. And then Jerry came home and we sat around and visited for a little bit. Today is going to be a rest day from exercise and treadmill. And then I got the hankering to sit here and try to find for the bowl cozies. We did, I did make them up. Like I said, I found a tutorial where there's no template, the way that she figured it up to fold it and everything, so that you can cut it all and do everything without having to buy a template, or I guess do the other way without it. These do set taller for us. Mr. Jerry really liked them better than the old ones. The old ones, there's nothing wrong with them. It's just that they're not as, I think that inside is a little bit bigger than the height, and these are a little bit snugger, but they're taller. And I used 10-inch squares. I just rated my fabric and used 10-inch squares. And yesterday I said the batting was 9.5 and the square fabric was 10. That's because on one of them I did that, the other one I didn't, and there is a difference. When you do the 9.5-inch batting, that way that 1/2 inch up on top or 1/4 inch up on top, when you're sewing it together, you don't have to sew through all that thickness. And when it's a 10-inch, then you got that thickness all around. But anyways, I think they turned out super, super cute. So they are both the same. And of course I love to knit, so there was that one. This one is a little shorter. This one's more like a 9.5, but the bowl still fits in them. But yeah. So these, and they're reversible, so you can just flip them out. You can wash them. I have our old ones, we have washed them and washed them. And because I had a friend say that when they bought some one time, they washed it and dried it, the batting all crumbled or did something. Never had that. That is really weird. So, because you're sewing an X right through it. The only thing I can think of is that somehow the batting didn't get tacked down well enough. I don't know. But yeah, so they are reversible. So I'm going to make, like I said, 6 of them. 2 of them will stay with us, and the other 4 will go as gifts. But I just had fun going through my Christmas stash. So this is going to be one of them. I just love this red poinsettia, and I paired it with this right here. So it's all the words. I think those will go well together. So I did, that will be one of them. And then I had this, I made coasters last year, and I had leftover of this. No, I did a table runner. That's what I did. And it is gnomes in the woods. So that will be one, and paired with that on the inside will be that same red. So I think those will go quite well together. And then this one I was hoping to get 2 out of, because this one will probably, we will probably keep. Because out of the gnomes, I got enough fabric to do 2 sets of that, you know, 2 cozies. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, apparently I can't count. I got 5 here. I'll have to find something else. So anyways, I was hoping I had enough of this, and I didn't for a 10-inch square. So I really like this, and I don't have any more of this, and a lot of this fabric came from Joann's years and years and years ago. And then I'm putting it with this red snowflakes. Oh, it's going to be hard to see, but red with white snowflakes. So this will probably be the outside, inside, or vice versa. So sounds like, looks like I need to do one more, because that's one. The gnome is 2, and I got another one of that one, so that would be 3, and the belief one is, oh, I only got 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Apparently Teri can't count. And then I got all my batting, and this time I did cut them to the 10-inch ones just to try it. So, and what I like about how she did this is the way that she folded it, so that when you folded this yesterday, I said in a square. Then you folded it into a rectangle. So it's like this. Your folded edges are on the outside, your raw edges or cut edges are on the bottom. And then she said it's a 1/2 inch in and 2 inches up, or however you say down. And just draw a line there and then just cut it. And then when you do that, it puts the darts in. And to get the other one to match this one, because you're sewing them together, all you're doing is you're folding this back into a square, but you're leaving it as a square. And then you're putting the fold edges and the raw edges together, and then these are already been clipped, and you draw the lines, or you just clip them, and then you clip them. So what it does is when it opens up, the darts are already there, which I thought was just fantastic. Just fantastic. Because if you've never done one before, the next step is you lay these on top of your batting, and you sew a line from corner to corner, corner to corner, making a giant X. And then you cut out the dart areas of the batting, and then you sew the darts together. And once you get all four together, then it forms that little cozy. And you do it to the other one too, and then you put pretty sides together, matching up all the seams, and you got to leave a turn space so you can turn it inside out. And then you once you sew it all around the top and edge, and then you turn it inside out and do another seam on the outside top to catch that opening. And when you do that, then you have a bowl cozy. So I don't know, I might just today, I don't know if I'll sew. My back's a little sore today, and the weather this morning, got up, it was 39 degrees out, and all my joints just said, it's cold outside, lady, stay inside. But I might just sit here and fold all of them and get them all cut, and then lay them on top of all of their batting, so it's at least that much done. But yeah, but I'm just sitting here thinking, you know, it's already October 16th, and I make a lot of stuff for Christmas, and a lot of the stuff that I make is more, I try to do it for either the girls or for the couples, you know. And so the cozies is more like a couple thing, But I think for the coats, but I don't think they use them that much. That's the problem, is that, you know, I don't think they do. But that's why I was thinking that I'm going to need 2 more. And I would give each couple 2. And that way it's in their basket that they get at Thanksgiving, that will have the ornaments that I've made for them and crocheted and cross-stitched and everything. And they can still enjoy it. And maybe for Christmas I can always, I don't know. I have other things in my head that's got to get done. So I do know I need to make little coasters, the 5-inch squares. I did those for my mom one year, and my mom and her friend, and her friend 2 years ago said to my mom, she goes, you ought to go, because my mom sews, but since her stroke and stuff, she doesn't, there's not, it took away a lot of that. And so her friend Rose had said to her a couple of years ago, well, you know, these coasters are really nice, these fabric ones. And she says, you ought to make some more. And she says, well, I could, but I didn't make those. She goes, Teri Lynn made those for us for Christmas. And she goes, oh, so I'm thinking that I might make them some, not Christmas ones, but I guess I could, because we usually see them at Thanksgiving. But anyways, I was thinking I would give them, you know, each, because that's what I usually do, give them each a set of 4. And because that's what I did with the kids last year too. But yeah, I still have a pillow I have to make, but now I'm changing my mind on the pattern for it. And it still will be a crocheted pillow, but I'm thinking more like a granny square that would end up being like 23 inches or 22 inches, something like that. I have a 24-inch pillow, so it'd have to be, no, it'd have to be bigger. No, because I want it puffy, so I'll have to see. But I'd have to make a front and back, and then stitch, you know, the 3 sides together, put the pillow in, and then close it, and then put some tassels on it too. So I am thinking about doing that, because I haven't picked up. I was doing for the other one like I did for our daughter, and I like it, but sometimes I like to have things a little different for each of them. So I'm thinking I might do that. It's variegated yarn. Anyways, it's Red Heart, is it Itsy Bitsy or Bitsy Stripes or something like that. And so I might do that. Well, I pretty much, I'm going to. And then our granddaughter, I might do a pillow for her too. And she likes being part of that stuff with her mom and her auntie, as she calls her favorite auntie, her only auntie. But yeah. And then I was thinking, you know, I have 2 grandsons. I'm not for sure what to do for them yet, except for Riker really looks forward to, and so does Layla. Landon, who's 18, I'm not for sure that he does, but he might. Socks. They really like the socks. So, and I haven't done anybody's yet, because, you know, he's 13 years old and he's still growing. And our Landon, who is 18 and a senior, he is now 6'5". So I'm just like, it's like, I have to find out, did your shoe size change? I noticed last year when I made him for Riker, I made him the same size as Jerry's as far as around for, you know, the ankle and the cuff, which is like a medium adult size. And he had trouble getting that up over his heel. So that told me I need to go up to probably the large size for him, because, you know, he's like his dad. They have that thick ankle. So I'll probably have to make it the same size as his dad and his brothers. It's just however long his foot is. So, but if I do it in DK yarn, that goes pretty fast. But yeah, he still likes that. And but other than that, I'm not for sure. I know Layla, I probably will do, like I said, a pillow. She might get a crocheted granny square one too. I'll have to find something that I think that she might like, and or color or something. Because I did them 1 year, 2 years ago, book pillows, where you Missouri Star Quilt Company had a book pillow tutorial, and it had a flap on the front where you could stick their books in, and then just the way that you sewed it down, that way you could hold snacks or pens or whatever. So I made all the grandkids that, and then their auntie, our daughter, one, because they all are book readers. And Layla is very much a big time book reader. Riker, for a guy, is a book reader. And so I know they still have those pillows, because I did. I'm trying to think of what fabric it was, because I made it so that it wasn't like a seasonal thing. The other thing I thought about doing is pillowcases. I haven't done pillowcases for everybody, and I could do pillowcases. And I mean, the guys are just like, well, okay, thanks, you know. But I thought about pillowcases, so I might do pillowcases for everybody. Yeah. So I gotta get busy on stuff. Pillowcases don't take too long. So, and there is a company online that I buy the pillowcase stuff that's already cut out, and it's like for 13 bucks. You get the fabric and you get the instructions, and it's all cut out. That part of it's already done, so all you got to do is sew it. So, and sometimes they will have where they'll have buy 2 for $13 or $11 each. So I'll have to look that up and see about that, because that's the way to do it. I did buy for our daughter and her husband 1 year flannel to make pillowcases out of, and so I don't know, because pillowcases are tricky, because it fits our pillows, and I'm pretty sure we have good sized pillows, and I've made us some for Christmas that matches the Christmas quilt I did. So yeah, that sounds like a good idea. I might have to look that up and see what they have, because I'd have to make 7. Am I crazy or what? Oh my goodness. But it is that time of year, and so But yeah. But anyways, I just wanted to come on and say hello and show you those cozies. I did get them done yesterday, and there's my Christmas fabric. So I need to pull out some fabric for 2 more. Yeah. I'm thinking, do they get bowl cozies or not? But they're not that difficult to make. Once you get them cut out and you get all the darts and everything done, then you can, you know, just chain piece everything. Just start on the first one going down one, you know, corner, and you just have a long line of them and then just clip them. It goes faster that way. So, but it also gets me out of the sunroom from setting. It gets me in here and looking through my stash again, and you know, because we did go through, when we redid the closet, went through all my fabric, and I did donate to a organization that was looking for fabric that would go overseas to the mission field for the ladies to have to learn on for sewing. So I did give up a lot. So really, I mean, that right there is just, that's all that I have in my Christmas fabric. Nothing more. So, and I have some really old vintage stuff in there, and so, but yeah, slowly, you know, every once in a while I'll go to the quilt store and I will see what's new down there and buy. That's where the gnome fabric came from last year. So, because you know, it's also fun to go shopping for new stuff like that. It's great to use what you have, but it's also great to also get something new. But I'm telling you, when it is 12 bucks a yard, shopping my store is a lot cheaper. So, but you know, as we're talking about homemade stuff, I heard a lady yesterday say something about when you make homemade things, is the person really worth it? Let's put it that way. There are people in your lives that know that you make handmade stuff, and they know how much things cost, and they know the time and effort you put into it, and they are tickled pink if they are the recipient to something that you made. But then there's people out there who don't know. They don't know what you do. They have no clue how much something costs or how much time it takes or anything. And they could care less if you bought them something or you made them something, because to them, it doesn't matter. So, and I got to thinking about that, and she was right, because last year I made my sister a blanket. Well, her and her husband a blanket, a crocheted blanket. I've never done that except for my mom. And I'm not always for sure my mom is, I don't want to say appreciative, she is, but she prefers the store-bought stuff sometimes. And maybe it's because she always made. Well, last year for Christmas, I made my sister and her husband a steel gray textured crochet blanket. And oh my goodness, as soon as she started opening it up, I haven't seen my sister that giddy probably since we were kids. And my brother was there, and I said to him, I said, I'm sorry, I said, I ran out of time. And he goes, no, because see, we don't exchange gifts. And last year I did a little bit of everything for my siblings. And so he says, you already did a lot for us. I mean, I gave him some candy. I gave them their wives. I crocheted them doilies. I made his little daughter, I crocheted hat, you know, with a pink pom-pom up on top. But anyways, so my sister got that, and my brother mentioned something about her being happy, and she says, are you kidding me? She says, I see Teri's stuff all the time, and she goes, it's always beautiful, and now I get to have one, you know. And so I do understand what that lady was saying. So I mean, this year in my closet, because I love crocheting blankets, you guys all know that if you've been around, I have enough in there for my sister. I think I have enough that they each can have two, but I have one for my sister, and then I have one for her husband, my brother-in-law. He lost his mom. This will be his first year without his mom, and so they're going to get two. And I have another one in there for my brother, and I have to look. I might have enough for his wife because she just lost her dad, and she's from the Philippines, and I can't imagine losing a parent and not being able to be there. So I have to look, because I have several of them in there, so they'll probably get two. And then I might have one extra for my niece, my sister's daughter. She has a lot of health issues, and just recently had two things that they said she had, and she's a young mom, young. So like in her 30s. So, and she has a little autistic boy, and he is the cutest little thing. So and I know that this year I won't get anything from them because we don't do that. So I try to always, it's the Christmas for us to get together. It's a Christmas for us to give my mom and her friend Rose gifts. And so that's what I do. So, and that is the part of the giving when you can really see a person who really appreciates it. And this gal also said, and you should never say to them, oh, it's not as big as I wanted, or it's wonky, or it's this or that. They don't care. They don't care. Don't take that joy away from them. Let them enjoy it. But anyways, I'm going to let you go. I've talked long enough, but I just wanted to hop on and check in with y'all and show you what I was going to do, and some Christmas plans of new makings coming up. And comment below, if you make stuff, what are you making this year, if you want to share, and let us all know. So thanks for stopping by again, my friends. That's Mr. Jerry in the kitchen. See you soon. See you Friday. Hey friends, thanks for stopping by. And as I sat here in the sunroom with the light on, because it is a little dark out here, sitting here looking out the window, the way the sun hits the trees, it reminds me of being inside of a forest, surrounded by all God's beauty. So no matter what you're facing, my friends, no matter how crazy things are getting, take time to look around you and see the beauty yet. Thanks for watching. See you soon.